happy Friday morning and happy TGIF, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine, get this Friday off to a good start. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's Friday, January 22nd, 2021. Let's begin. We have a little bit of everything for you in this program, but first we're going to start off with your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University of Medicine. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. Your global cases are 97,607,105. Your U.S. cases are 24,632,468. Your global deaths are 2,093,605. Your U.S. deaths are 410,378. And that is a look at your Johns Hopkins University COVID-19 dashboard. And now let's get to your other news. Japan says reports that it's looking to cancel Tokyo Olympics are categorically untrue. Reports that the Japanese government has privately concealed the upcoming Tokyo Olympics will have to be canceled are categorically untrue. According to Japan's cabinet secretary of the headquarters for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and the Paralympic Games. The renewed schedules and venue for the Tokyo 2020 Games, starting with the opening ceremonies on July 23rd this year, were determined at the IOC session in July last year. All parties involved are working together to prepare for the successful games this summer. The cabinet secretaries said in a statement Friday, "We will implement all possible countermeasures against COVID-19 and continue to work closely with the IOC, the Tokyo 2020 Organizing Committee, and the Tokyo Metropolitan Government in our preparation for holding a safe, secure game this summer." The statement follows a report published Thursday evening by British newspaper The Times, which cited a senior member of the ruling coalition who said there is agreement that the games are doomed and the focus now is on securing the event for the Japanese capital in the next available year, 2032. The 2020 Summer Olympics were supposed to kick off in Tokyo last year on July 24th, but in late March aimed mounting calls to delay or cancel the upcoming games. The International Olympic Committee and Japan's Prime Minister announced that the event would be held a year later due to the coronavirus pandemic. The games are now scheduled to open in Tokyo this summer on July 23rd, but doubt has surfaced as Japan and much of the world grapples with a resurgence of COVID-19 infections. Biden executive orders take steps to require federal contractors pay $15 minimum wage. The order is among many executive actions taken in his first days in office. President Joe Biden plans to sign a pair of executive orders Friday aimed at expanding food assistance for tens of millions of Americans and launching a process that will require federal contractors to pay their workers a $15 minimum wage and provide emergency paid leave. Biden to outline response to U.S. economic crisis. On his third day in office, President Joe Biden will tackle one of the country's biggest issues, the economic recession brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Biden will deliver remarks on his administration's response to the economic crisis in the U.S. Friday afternoon, according to the White House. His announcement will come as so many Americans, at least 900,000, continue to battle with unemployment caused by the pandemic. Biden will also continue to sign executive orders, the White House said. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell to propose delay of Trump impeachment trial. The Senate has yet to hammer out details of how the trial will be conducted. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has proposed a delay of former President Donald Trump's impeachment trial Thursday in a meeting with new Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The delay is designed to give the still emerging Trump legal team time to prepare. A $731.1 million Powerball jackpot winning ticket was sold in Western Maryland. Let's take a listen to this video from WBAL TV 11 News.
Tonight we have another life-changing jackpot.
As the numbers were drawn Wednesday night, the Coney Market in the tiny western Maryland town of Lonaconing was about to be put on the national stage. The store's manager got the call around 7 o'clock Thursday morning and immediately told the owner.
When I was going back, I said to him, the lottery wants to talk to you, and I think we sold the big winner.
Owner Richard Ravenscroft couldn't believe it.
I'm really excited for somebody, and we don't know who yet,
Ravenscroft has owned the store for about 6 years, and the biggest lottery prize they ever had was a scratch-off for $150,000. As the winning merchant, he gets $100,000, which he plans on sharing.
We're going to figure the taxes, and then the employees are going to get some of it, and I'll get some.
As customers walked in throughout the morning, everyone was trying to figure out who won, including Jacqueline Gates, who thought it might be her.
Do you think it was you?
I said it could have been, but they said it was sold here, so I said, well, I'm going to go find that store. It's the lucky store with the lucky tickets.
We were able to reach Lonaconing Mayor John Coburn over the phone, who told us the winners are a local couple who've lived in the town of 1200 for a long time, but wish right now to remain anonymous. Still quite an event for the town only known as the home of Hall of Fame pitcher Lefty Grove, now home to the largest Maryland lottery winner in history.
And this week I hung them 2 big gold signs up there, the money, and I told them we are going to hit big money here this week because the lottery was so high, and we did.
And Maryland keeps its winning ways just down the road from here in Hagerstown, Maryland. They sold a second-tier ticket worth $2 million. By the way, the Powerball jackpot of $731.1 million is the 4th largest in Powerball history. In Lonaconing, Maryland, I'm Lowell Melser, WBAL TV 11 News.
Okay, very cool. So it is a local couple that are remaining anonymous. Congratulations to whoever that local couple is. Stocks are set to retreat from records to the end of the week. Dow futures drop 280 points. Features tied to major U.S. stock indexes fell early Friday morning, with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite set to retreat from records set in the earlier session. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. Let's take a look at your weather right now across the United States. And here is a check of the weather across the United States for all of you right now. As you can see, we have some white stuff here that is snow with some mixed precipitation. And then some dryness way up here. And then some dryness all along here. And then Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Dallas, Louisiana, and parts of Florida, some rain. And then down here in this part of Florida, dry. But all dry along here in this part of the United States, and all dry along here in this part of the United States with high pressure. And then some snow over here in this part of the United States. And then you have mixed precipitation in this part of the United States. And California is all covered with rain and also rain/thunderstorms as well. And some dryness over here as well. And that is a look at the weather across the United States for today. And switching gears now. So, if you watched the inauguration on Wednesday, you heard this young girl, 22 years old, poet, steal the show. Inaugural poet goes viral after making history at the inauguration. Let's take a listen to this video from Good Morning America.
The youngest inaugural poet ever, Amanda Gorman, this extraordinary 22-year-old, captivating the world with her moving words yesterday, drawing raves from, well, the count is endless, all for her inspiring original poem, The Hill We Climb. We are going to talk to Amanda live in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at her remarkable story. It was the moment at the inauguration that made people listen and take notice.
Being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it.
Amanda Gorman, just 22 years old, now the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history, reading a poem she wrote for the occasion called The Hill We Climb.
We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is.
The Los Angeles native joining an esteemed list of prestigious poets, including Robert Frost and Maya Angelou.
Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one.
Gorman was only halfway through writing the poem when, just 2 weeks ago, that group of rioters stormed the Capitol. She decided to address that moment head on and finished her work that night.
We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated.
Her final words reflecting the gravity of the moment.
And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside.
Her work winning the praise of President Obama and Secretary Clinton, who wrote, "Wasn't Amanda Gorman's poem just stunning? She's promised to run for president in 2036, and I, for one, can't wait. Gorman's poem, a lasting message to us all.
For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
And joining us live right now, inaugural poet, activist, and the author of 3 upcoming books, including Change Sings, Amanda Gorman. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you. Just tell us, well, first of all, how are you doing this morning? How's it going?
I'm doing amazing. It's not often that you wake up on a morning feeling like this.
I can only imagine. Let us begin at the beginning. Dr. Jill Biden, she heard you, and she had her team reach out to you right away. What was your reaction when you discovered that you would be taking part in such an historic day?
Wow. When I was told by the Presidential Inaugural Committee, I was overjoyed. I was grateful. I was honestly shocked. I had not been, expecting that at 22 they would trust me with such an honor. And, I was also daunted at the same time. I was honestly scared of writing such a poem. I wasn't sure if I could, do it justice. But I'm so glad that I put my best foot forward and did it.
Oh, it's so good to hear that you felt the fear, but you walked through it and you did it. And something else that many people don't realize about you, you share something with President Biden. You have a speech impediment. Tell us what yours is and how you've overcome it.
Right. So, President Biden has been super open about his stutter. My speech impediment wasn't a stutter, but it was dropping several letters that I just could not say for years. Most specifically, the R sound, which it would take until, probably I was 20 to say, meaning that I couldn't say words like poetry or even Gorman, which is my last name, and I had to really work at it and practice to get to where I am today.
And so when you kept saying rise yesterday, what was going through? I know that you were thinking of that.
Right. I was kind of like, why in the world did I put rise in my poem about 5 times? But also it was this amazing full circle moment for me, because if I'd written this poem 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to say it. And so it was, me rising, I think, as well as the country at that time.
Beautifully said. And it's been a way for you to be able to express yourself. All right, Amanda, so you're there on the inaugural stage with all these luminaries, and then you meet Lady Gaga, and you said you had a special moment with her. What was that?
It was so incredible meeting Lady Gaga. I mean, I'm Gaga for Gaga, literally, and we kind of just flew to each other like magnets after the ceremony ended, and we were just both crying and just hugging, and it was just such a great moment, because what she does with music, I aspire to do with poetry, so it was great to kind of have that woman-to-woman camaraderie.
Well, you certainly do that with your poetry. Your social media just crashed. It's just going through the roof. You can't see all of their reactions, so we have a special message. No one has seen this. This is just for you.
Good morning, Amanda Gorman. It's Lynn Miranda. Congrats again on yesterday. The right words in the right order can change the world, and you proved that yesterday with your brilliant piece. I'm so incredibly proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you write next. Keep changing the world, one word at a time. You smashed it!
God! I almost fell out of my chair. That's amazing.
You did. You smashed it. You absolutely smashed it. And to have the confidence though the fearful that you were, to have the confidence to step up there, and you had something comforting you on your hand, a ring that was given to you by Oprah. Tell us the significance of that.
Right, absolutely. So Oprah wrote to me, and we've been in touch for a while now, saying, I bought Maya Angelou's coat and gloves when she performed the poem at Clinton's inauguration. I'd love to continue the tradition and buy something for you. And so what we settled on was this ring, which if you look has a caged bird inside. And for me, that was to symbolize my idol, Maya Angelou, who wrote the great autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And that way I could, feel like I had Maya close in continuing her tradition. Oprah also brought my earrings as well. She was just so generous in making sure I felt prepared both emotionally and fashionably for the moment.
And you have 3 books that are coming out. Okay, I got to ask you, 2036, you running for president?
Heck yeah.
Love your confidence. Amanda, my mama said, we all have gifts. Discover yours and share it with the world. Thank you for sharing yours with the world. We will not be the same because of it. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you. Well, hey there, G.
Okay, very, very cool. Awesome interview that Robin Roberts did. And we're gonna switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In today's entertainment news, most memorable celebrity moments from the presidential inauguration through the years. A flashback. Let's take a look right now.
Due to the pandemic and safety concerns, this year's ceremony was dramatically scaled back from 2009, when E.T. first saw then Vice President Biden and President Obama sworn in.
What an historic day this is. Security was very tight. There were long waits. It took us about 3 hours to get actually inside the perimeter to the spot we're in right now.
The scene surrounding the Capitol was nothing short of breathtaking. 1.8 million people lining the National Mall in frigid 28-degree weather to witness history.
I said to Michelle, I'm a little nervous. She said, don't screw it up.
Is this the colonnation that you
It's everything. It's electric. It just brings absolute joy to my soul.
And the feelings kept flowing through the night when the President and First Lady took their first dance with the help of Beyonce.
I thought that was a beautiful moment. I thought it was beautiful. What you thought?
I thought it was
You
incredible.
let one go? Tell us.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was moved. I was real. No, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You let one go. You let one go.
I did.
I almost did, but I looked up. That's the trick.
E.T. has witnessed so many inaugurations over the years.
Give him a big applause. Come on, he deserves it. Come on.
In 2001, Ricky Martin and Jessica Simpson welcomed the newly sworn-in President George W. Bush.
I sang for Clinton and I'm singing for Bush, and I'm just here to support.
And back in 1993, singing legend Dionne Warwick was our ET correspondent in Washington for President Clinton's star-studded first inauguration.
Yeah, we kind of young, but that's okay, though.
We're standing with the Fresh Prince.
This is the first time in my life that I've really been politically active. I'm 24 years old.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Biden-Harris inauguration 2021. See the most show-stopping fashion moments. Let's take a look at that right now from Entertainment Tonight.
There weren't the big crowds, but the presidential inauguration was still star-studded with the perfect powerhouse trio leading the way no matter what side of the aisle you were on.
Yeah, I got a little emotional, I have to say.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, I think so, because their voices were soaring high above all the restraints.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
For nearly 3 minutes, J-Lo, in all white, electrified the dignitaries at the Capitol. She sang a medley of 2 songs, This Land Is Your Land and America the Beautiful, and added one of her own lyrics.
Let's get loud.
In the morning's spirit of inclusion, J-Lo also recited part of the Pledge of Allegiance in Spanish.
Una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos.
A-Rod in the audience posted this image of J-Lo's assigned inauguration seat. The couple also shared this moment with former presidents Obama and Clinton. And J-Lo paid tribute to the National Guard, protecting the ceremony, taking a selfie with them yesterday outside the Capitol. 8 minutes before J-Lo, Lady Gaga stepped out on the Capitol steps for a rousing rendition of the national anthem.
What's so wrong?
Gaga held a golden mic and wore a golden dove carrying an olive branch. She tweeted this morning, "I will sing to the hearts of all people who live on this land." Gaga beamed when it was over and hugged boyfriend Michael Polanski. And like a true country gentleman, Garth Brooks removed his hat before his a cappella version of Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
At one point, he even turned it into a sing-along.
I'm going to ask you to sing this last verse with me as one, united. Amazing grace.
And tonight, it's Celebrating America, a 90-minute multi-network broadcast hosted by Tom Hanks. The latest ad? Katy Perry, who shared this pic of patriotic microphones. Justin Timberlake will perform.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
And so will John Legend.
One day, when the glory comes.
His wife, Chrissy Teigen, has been loving all the inauguration buzz.
I am like a kid on Christmas, baby.
She shared video of what appeared to be a rehearsal, provided live commentary of today's inauguration.
It's happening.
And lost her mind when she spotted J-Lo and A-Rod from her hotel window.
Breaking news, it's J-Lo and A-Rod. Finally, I got you something.
Now, when it comes to inauguration fashion, the statements came in all shades, none more powerful than purple. The new Vice President Harris and former First Ladies Obama and Clinton donned the color choice. It is seen as both a symbolic bipartisan mix of Republican red and Democratic blue. It is also one of the colors of the women's suffragette movement, and a nod to Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman to run for president. Harris's coat was designed by a young African-American designer, Christopher John Rogers. She accented the look with her signature pearls, which is an homage to her Alpha Kappa Alpha sisterhood. Mrs. Obama's suit with a raspberry hue is from one of her go-to designers, Sergio Hudson. A source tells ET expect Kamala Harris to be wearing that same designer later today. ET also has this sketch of First Lady Dr. Jill Biden's outfit, which was also custom. The ocean blue overcoat and dress is by Mark Harry. And leave it to the celebrity performers to make their own patriotic red, white, and blue fashion statement. Lady Gaga brought the red and plenty of drama in this custom Schiaparelli couture gown. This land was made. Lady in white J-Lo wore head-to-toe Chanel, and Garth Brooks, well, of course, he kept it country in blue jeans. And all eyes were on the youngest poet ever to read an inauguration poem, 22-year-old Amanda Gorman.
Love becomes our legacy.
Gorman wore very special accessories from Oprah. These diamond earring hoops and birdcage ring were gifts from Lady O in honor of legendary poet Maya Angelou.
Okay, and there you go. Very, very cool. And now let's take a look at your celebrity birthdays for today. Let's see which celebrities are celebrating a birthday today. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful day. And that's gonna do it for this Friday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday, everyone. See you back here tomorrow for another edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. And have a great day, everyone. See you back here later on today with more news coverage. Goodbye.